3 of our day out. Part 3 of 3 as far as I know.
Oh, 3.
Done Dinting, we've done Godley. We're now just getting off, we've just got off the train at Broadbottom station, and we're going to have a walk down through some old sidings, Mottram Yard, Mottram Marshalling Yard, reception sidings. I've heard all kinds of terminology. Hopefully there'll be plenty to find. I do love a good sidings. Outside Broadbottom station, the old goods shed, the overhead gantry going over the first archway there as well. Beautiful building, isn't it? The base of that gantry there in that garden. The overhead lines. That's the other side of that goods shed. Beautiful building. Obviously that's not what we've come to see, but I thought it was worth pointing out just as we were walking past. Just admiring the size of this structure. What's the main line? So that the main Manchester, Sheffield and Lincolnshire Railway at one point. Look at the size of these piers.
Mottram is a name many people may recognise, personally from spending many combined hours stuck in queues travelling between Sheffield and Manchester. However, Mottram Yard isn't actually in Mottram. In fact, I find some confusion in why it's even carrying the name Mottram. The yard is actually near the village of Gamesley. This is a part of a group of videos I'm doing around the old Woodhead route, a famous disused railway link over the Pennines, one of the most controversial closures in UK railway history, you could say. Back when the yard opened, coal was king, and the volume of coal and goods being moved across the Pennines saw the opening of yards such as Mottram to help handle the exchange of wagons. In later years, the Woodhead electrics would bring the coal over from Yorkshire, where a steam or latterly diesel would take the coal trains onto their final destination. Mottram Yard was opened in the 1930s with electrification in mind, but the wires did not arrive until the 1950s, thanks mainly due to the outbreak of the Second World War. The 1970s saw a decline in coal traffic, and having already lost its passenger service, the Woodhead line closed as a through route in 1981. But here's a map of the sidings that we're going to be looking at today. We're going to be moving from left to right. You'll see the east and west sidings here, separated by Glossop Road.
So I've just got to the area of the start of the sidings from, well, I suppose Manchester, the western end. Bit of an hill to come up there. It might take me a few minutes to get my breath back, but just come up a banking, found my way onto the track bed, or on top of a bridge. Lots of the modern railway boundary fencing, but so scout about, see what we can find. So I think just that way, not far, we can just walk a little bit. We can see where the sidings joined up with the main railway line. So a large metal gate, but we're stood on the junction now from the west end, where the sidings would have left the main line, which you can see just to the right hand side, and we can see the overhead gantries stretch all the way across, so they're getting wider. This is the only one. This one we're stood under here, this is the only one that actually spans, well, that's left, should I say. that goes across and covers the sidings as well. Still got the insulators and a bit of wire look on this one, just one left. So we'll now begin our journey and exploration into the main body of the sidings. So I'll be honest, I only heard about these sidings. I didn't know they existed until probably a couple of weeks ago. I'm no expert. This isn't my locality. Obviously the other side we've got Wath, we've got Rotherwood, the sidings around Tinsley, just to name a few, all similar kind of facilities. So, and at the same setup we've got on the west side of the Pennines as well. So these aren't old sidings. These aren't on any of the older style maps. We've just been having a quick look walking up, but they are on the later maps. Woodhead electrification, 54, was it? 54. So stood on top of that bridge again, and there's the main railway line that the sidings have left. Now the two do separate for a short distance before it opens up into the big yard.
Whilst we're on top of this bridge, looking at the old maps, it looks like this older brick arch bridge into the sidings was actually the original alignment of the main line. Upon building of the sidings, the line was straightened and passed over what was the green bridge adjacent.
So straight away, as soon as we start getting into the bit where it's opening out, we can see this old, looks like the top of a lamp. So we've got the ladders just coming down there. You see them bending round, they're quite severely buckled, like a right angle now, and then up to the hoop at the top, and the bit with the fitting where the lamp would hang. I have to say I'm a little bit apprehensive coming into here, John. It's such a large,
try and find anything.
A large area, and we don't know, if I'm being honest, what we're looking for in here. There's probably going to be a lot of things that we don't see and we miss. So we've been seeing a lot of these all day on the different lines we've been looking at. Where once existed gantry for the overhead cabling. It's a concrete base or something. And we've hardly come into these sidings yet. I had to get across the size of the area, but I'm glad we found this because I knew it was here and I didn't know exactly where it was. I was a little bit afraid of missing. So I believe it's a big assumption because let me just get through the thornery. I believe this is a cattle dock. Wooden structure. I mean, that wood's in quite. Yeah, some of it's rotten, isn't it? But
compared to a railway sleep, I think.
Oh yeah, I mean, I suppose it helps that it's sheltered. Yeah. Careful, John. So here's the end of the little platform. It's not very long at all. What you can see, a wooden ramp going down. These looks like a gate, doesn't it? Still got like the hinge on there, and there's a post at the other side. I really don't know how far across, if there's any more sidings or evidence down there. Concrete block, it's got pins or something sticking out of there. We can make out the plateau of the railway. We follow it. Looks like there was the main line or the through line, then there was another through line that looks on old pictures like it was electrified, and then you add just a whole host of sidings filling this area where we are now. Not a lot remaining. It is, and I did actually see this online, people saying it's just a wood now. But anyway, we'll keep showing you what we find as and when we come across it. So we've got a raised piece of concrete here. I think this is something on top there, like the gantry or something, 4 huge bolts sticking up. Just the one though. We can't find one over there or over there. It's just this one left. This is roughly central, so a couple of photographs. I've been scanning as I've been walking around to try and help us out. I'm not sure what that could have been. Maybe a larger light gantry or something, possibly. So we are getting close to the end of the west side. The west side of the Mottram sidings now, where it starts to kind of narrow in. We can see the banking that we've been taking as the border of the railway yard. That's contracting in on us, so it's coming to a throat at this end, up towards the bridge. So let's walk past this first time. There's a ladder. It's been consumed. I'm assuming. I mean, there's a tree growing out of that now. Look. Could that have been a lamp? I wonder. Because we are right on the side of that hillside. And so we're right on the. What would this be? The south side. The south banking of the sidings. Lots of these drainage ducts down here. In and amongst the badger sets, we've got lots of ruins of buildings here. It's pipework. That's the head of one of those lamp yards, isn't it? Yard lamps. Sorry. Must be buried under there somewhere. But just spinning you around. Got lots of clusters of bricks. Lots of mossed over bits of concrete, reinforced concrete, lentils. So we was looking over there for the buildings. On the photographs there are buildings. There's a little row of kind of buildings at the end of the yard. And if this had been demolished and just been dragged over here, but brickwork all the way up here. So now here's the where those buildings were, in the middle of the yard. The base of these buildings are still here. They're still underneath all this undergrowth and moss. Another building there, just the other side of the fence. So that's trackside on the main active liners through those trees, and you can see there's a fireplace there. Look. This is ringing bells now. I've passed a few of these actually, and just thought it was a piece of concrete discarded, but they're actually on the side for a reason, weren't they?
Yeah, that's
like the A-frame. So there would have been another one on this side, possibly. Right, so we're at the end of the western half of the Mottram sidings. That's the bridge, Glossop Road, I think that is. So that's the bridge going over. So we're leaving behind that first section, and it contracts here. As you can see, the banking's coming that side. We've got the railway line on that side, and it should open out again into the east side of the sidings. Just here on the side of the railway line, I can see a lamp. It's not going to show on the camera this. I don't know an easier way of showing this. I can see a lamp through the trees. I think that's on the platform. There was the old staff halt is the right phrase for it, like a halt for railwaymen getting off who worked in the sidings. And we passed it on the train on the way up. And unfortunately, I didn't get any footage of it, but there are platforms still down on either side. Very overgrown and disused, poor state of repair platforms, but there are still platforms just on the line there. Now, if I just bring you around here, there are some steps. Now, I did see about these steps, did read about these. I believe these were accessed down from the road up there, and there's a sign there from the council saying about the steps being unsafe. So right, built in the 1930s to access Mottram Yard, signal box and staff halt. Excellent. So you still see the steps. So there's wooden steps with some metal grip strips on there. I'm wondering if that's an underpass to get through from the other platform.
Oh, it's an old feature still.
Yes, this is a road, Glossop Road, going over the top. What have you seen, John?
It's an old stuff.
Oh God, yeah. They all got an old lamp on the side there. It's like some telegraph. A couple of lamps attachments actually, aren't there? There.
I just wanted to show you something by John Tomlinson. I hope John will forgive me for screen grabbing his Flickr page. I'd loved looking through some of John's old photos from around the yard and along the line. This photo of a diesel class 47 taken over from the electric class 76 in the background sums up perfectly what we'd been describing with this yard at Godley about the exchange from electric to diesel traction.
So we've made it onto the bridge onto Glossop Road. So that excellent just shows the point I was making. That's the active railway line there, and this is the sidings on this side. This woodland that you can see, you can just about make out the tracks of the trails that go through it, and that's the west side of Mottram Sidings, the Mottram Yard just there. So when we were down there, I was just explaining about that staff halt, wasn't I? And you can see the two platforms there, only short platforms. Just a halt, but it was an unscheduled stop, just for railwaymen, just to get on and off for the sidings and whatnots.
Now here's a great old photograph of people getting off the EMU onto the staff halt. We can see by this time the sidings look disused.
So there's another train coming. That's heading back towards Manchester, that train. So this side is the east side of the sidings. So we're down onto the east side of the sidings now, the east side of that bridge. Found more in the space of 30 yards than we did in that last section. So it's another one of those joiners. Something else there as well. A metal plate, not sure what. All this wood here, again, well consumed by moss. Is this another? I don't think it's a sleeper. It feels too big. It's too broad to be sleepers. Are these signals? Are these old signal posts? Got a bracket on there. There's a couple more here. That's got a bevel on the end. We'll see if we can clear off some of the moss and just get a better look. And right next to it, and what was this? Is this part of the signalling system? There's like levers. There's a bit of a linkage there. There's an arm. Bring you around there. See it? And pull it up. See there. Wow. Let's get a better look at that.
The tree.
Oh, he's got a tree growing in it, yeah. So if I just, you can bend that right, you can pivot that around on the bracket. It's got a tree growing out of whatever that held. Is that from the signal? Someone will know, let me know. This is what I was hoping we were going to find in the sidings. We only come across this by accident because I saw all this wood, whatever this wood was. Right, so that's fired me up a bit more now. We're starting to feel a little bit deflated after that first half of the siding. So let's have a look what else we can come across in here. Track chair. You know. Just let me know if you're getting bored of these base of these overhead gantry supports. So much narrower. Bit of cable on the floor there. Don't know if that's been dumped or. Yeah, a lot narrower these ones. See, we've got the line, through line, main line there. Look, you can see a train just going past, and we've got the banking on that side. So these were nowhere near as wide as the ones on the west side, sidings. Just fetched you over to the railway perimeter just to have a butcher's. Squeeze the camera through. Got those little posts with the brackets on. There, we've been seeing a lot of those all day. But was the site over there is of another junction. The line going off in that direction. We also had a goods shed over that side as well. Nothing there now, is there? Just take a look at the bottom of that overhead line support. Can you see that's exactly what we've been looking at on most of the videos today. So are these those buildings on the map that we can see? Interesting. Got these concrete blocks over here with track chairs sat on top. Well, these are completely facing the wrong direction from the siding. So sidings are coming from that direction. What are these? So what's going on here? Does anybody know? Anyone cleared up this mystery? It's like the foundations for things tipped on the side, but placed quite in an organised manner. Yeah, bizarre. So looks like we're coming up towards the end of where the sidings came to. These the maps I've got don't show these to be through sidings. A collection of sleepers here. I was looking for any. Sure, that said GNR on that sleeper there. Let's see on that joiner GNR. Isn't Great Northern Railway. That's not what I was expecting to find. Maybe Great Central Railway. There's another one, better condition. can't see with the numbers. Oh, it's the same again. GNR. So we're at the end of the sidings now. There's one more thing I think to show you there.
What was that?
It's just occurred to me actually. Is this part of a buffer stop?
Here's a similar one down at Leicester North on the Great Central Railway that I saw a couple of weeks ago.
So yeah, that's the end of the plateau. The land significantly drops away from here. Speaking of significantly dropping away, the GoPro is about to die because, well, look, that's as far as any railway tracks are gonna go. And we're just getting close to the start of the Dinting viaduct now, so as far as we can go. So I will close out there. That's a good point just to finish the video. John, you're not very well. You're coughing and wheezing. I hope that's not ruined people's enjoyment. No, you do sound like you need to sit down. You've soldiered on today like a trooper.
Yeah,
So
good job. But it has been an awesome day again.
It has, isn't it? We've got through a lot today. We've done a lot of steps today. Three good-sized videos we've filmed today. So thanks very much for your company and your research as always. Things you wanted to show me.
No worries.
Entertaining and informative as always. So I'll sign off from. It's getting dark. It's about, what time is it? 4:30. 4:30. I'm waffling. So cheers for watching, and I'll see you soon.